Folks, this live stream is brought to you by my sponsor AAA FX. Now, they're a fully regulated broker in Europe and South Africa, offering Forex indices, commodities, crypto, and over 100 stocks. Now, at AAA FX, you pay no commission on any Forex pair using their ECN Plus account and low commissions on cryptos and stocks. Plus, you can deposit with cash or crypto, get a free VPS with deposits over 5K, and easily integrate the well-known copy trade service Zulu Trade. While you're waiting for the stream to start, go and check them out by clicking the link in the description, comments, or visit AAAFX.com.
Hello, everybody. I think give me a couple of minutes until we work out if this is functioning properly. I think we're good. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're up and running. This is a slightly different format from what I'm used to. Obviously, I stream mainly on YouTube, so we're running on StreamYard today. But Tommy made it here, so thanks very much, Tommy. Appreciate it. Stick around, please. Stick around so I know that people are here. But hello, everyone. I get more comments here than I do on my own stream. I hope we're all good. Nick, how's it going, buddy? And Yang. I'll do my best with the names, guys. All right, TBE, how's it going? Oliver, what's happening? Love, how are we? Scott's here as well. Yeah, that next name on Facebook. Obza on Facebook. That's quite cool. You can stream all everywhere. That's pretty cool. It's all new to me, guys. This is all new. This is some interesting technology that Cam's got going on over here. Some interesting stuff. But no, in all seriousness, hello. My name is Matthew Todd. And I am the proud owner of Todd Capital Group, the #1 London Forex trading session. And Trading Nuts invited me to come on today, and hopefully weekly, hopefully every week, we're going to be able to do something similar to this, which is great. So happy to be here. We're going to do, I think, an hour. I don't know how long I've got, to be honest. I have no idea. So I'm just gonna roll with it and see how we go. But I believe I've got an hour, maybe slightly over. So we're going to see what's going on throughout the New York session, and yeah, see what we can do. I know one of the guys, or I know a few of the guys, managed to just catch some buys. I would assume, or maybe not even some buys. I would assume some buys, given the way that GJ looks at the moment. Unless it was gold, which I wouldn't imagine. So it looks like some buys from the TCG gang already, which is great news. We'll see what I can do today. I've brought the stream slightly early, just in time for, the New York Open. I don't want to come on right at the Open. That could be quite confusing. Still got a runner. Nice. I'm assuming it was the 50-minute, like the engulfing, something like that. Like it was in amongst. It was probably here. I would imagine, guys. That's where you got involved. DJ Swing, how's it going? Good morning. T Rose is here, supporting the squad. Good to see. Good to see. I need to learn more about rally base drop. Okay, sounds more like sounds like a tune that I would listen to on a Saturday. To be honest, sounds like some Saturday night antics. That one. 168.33. Shit, man. All right. Okay. Nice. Wow. Okay. Pretty low then. Well, my chart is marked up. As you can see, my chart is marked up similar to last week. All right. So from Friday, my chart is basically the way that it is. So I've not managed to really look much this week. I don't want to change too much. I want to kind of see what I'm working with at the moment based on my analysis from before, because I spoke a lot about GJ last week and what my longer term intentions were, and I'll be honest, I did say that I would struggle to see upside beyond like 169. I think we really need to see 169, support 168, and then there's a chance that we can extend higher. I didn't see any reason, or haven't seen any reason, as to why the pound should be as strong as it is, given its economic state, regardless of what's been said in the news. I know the yen isn't necessarily the strongest, but for pound yen to break 168, 169 is huge. It's absolutely huge. Given the intervention from the Bank of Japan to strengthen their currency, roughly at the same point, not as high as, but there or thereabouts, to then a couple of weeks later seeing us back up at that point is interesting, to say the least. But now the fact that we're trading above the 168 and looking like we're supporting it in the smaller time frames, I think that's obviously good. So the analysis from last week, it was more tilted on a buy side because of the overwhelming buying bias. But to be buying at a peak, like here, is obviously higher risk. Okay, because if you take a look at the bigger picture, what you can see, is all of the resistance to the left-hand side, all of the sell-offs that we've had previously from this point. So I'm just aware of that. So I think as long as we stay above the 168, we're good. If we start to pop below the 168, I believe there could be a bit more of a sell-off. It will make it pretty tricky, I think, if we do start coming back down beneath the 168, especially from a buy perspective. It looks like more of a sort of fake out where price will then respect and possibly dip a little bit lower before then, I would think, extending higher. That's on the basis that we get back below this major zone. For the meantime, we'll see what we can do on like more of a sort of day trading basis, I guess we can say. I don't want to remove my zone as of yet, because this zone is still so key in my analysis. This kind of area here, it's about 100 pips. It's quite big, but it does cover quite a large area, as you can see. All right, you can see how prices more or less respected it each time we've tapped into it as of recent. So within the last week. So I'll keep that in for now. I might tweak it a little bit on the 4 hour. Doesn't look like I can. 30-minute as well. So let's see. So overwhelming buying bias at the moment. Weekly candle is bullish from last week. We've got the daily structure as bullish. The 4 hour structure is bullish. And we also have the 30-minute structure as bullish. So when we're talking about structure, I know there might be some new people here. One of the things I'm probably best known for, I guess just from anyone that's watched videos and stuff, is the outlook that I've got on structure. And it just sort of helps determine, a strict way, a precise way of analyzing what the trend is. And that can be done on any time frame, but I just stick mainly to daily, 4 hour and 30 minute. And it basically looks like this. So this would be what an uptrend is. There is videos on trading that already regarding the structure stuff. So just you could take that in, I guess. But this is basically how an uptrend looks. And my job when price is in an uptrend is to identify where the highest point of that uptrend would be. And that would be here, which I think we would all agree. The next point that I would, or we'll mimic this on the chart. So that would also be here, right? So this circle aligns with this one. My job is then to identify which leg created that high. All right, so that's what my job is then to do. So my job is to look and say, okay, this here is the leg that formed a support and essentially created that push to the upside. So on this chart, it would be this area over here, okay? And what that means is basically whatever happens inside these 2 points, price action is still bullish. This area here is considered to be the last significant higher low of the trend. And the reason that I say significant is because it's the one that must break in order to change the trend. All right. So if this is the last significant higher low, then pretty much everything that we're seeing at the moment is counter trend against the overall move. It's a minor trend inside what is a bigger move. So only really when price action can get back below here can I start saying, okay, the 30-minute trend is now flipped. Is this possible? Is it possible that we're going to see a larger pullback? Could the 4 hour flip with it? When price does arrive down at this level, or if price arrives down at this level, what are we going to see? Are we going to see a bearish daily candle? Are we going to see bearish 4 hour candles, possibly engulfing, possible evening stars? Are we going to see candle confirmations on the macro time frames that support the change in trend on the micro time frames? So that's why I think that this gray area has to stay in, because already we can see the significance of it. Okay, so not only is this a major area for breaking upside 167 to 168, it is a major area on daily. It's also the last significant higher low within the 30-minute trend. So if we do get back below here, it's going to look like a fake out on the daily, as I've already mentioned, and it's also going to flip that 30-minute trend. So it's a pretty interesting point to be looking at if you're looking for sales. I know someone's in the chat at the moment saying that I should change that bullish bias real quick. The God's honest truth is I've had people come on my stream day in, day out. I should rein this in because it's not my stream. I will rein it in. But I do have people come on day in, day out and tell me that something is one way, typically the opposite to the way I view it. And then I don't see them again because it doesn't work out. So just bear that in mind, right? Just if we have reason, if we have explanation to back up certain points and certain views, I'm all ears. I'm all for it. Totally up for hearing both sides. But I don't listen to the noise when people come in and say, sell, 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 or buy, buy, buy. No, it's just me and the chart. And that's basically it. So we'll see how that one runs anyway. But it's one of those things. So today, what I'm looking at, whilst we're still within this sort of like minor downtrend within this section, this is all like a kind of micro downtrend. We're sort of tapping into a sort of retest level from within that downtrend. New 30-minute candles open. We've got New York open now as well. We've got a slight resistance form as well. So that's pretty good. It's nice to see that we've got previous support. Resistance is beginning to form. Because what that would mean is if we were to come down and form a support, or if we were just to rally up and break that resistance, we should move up towards the next zone. All right, because this resistance that's forming at the moment, in my opinion, is a reaction to this level over here. That's what it's a reaction to, which is fine. You know, we shouldn't just expect price to break through these sort of barriers and just extend all the way up. It's okay for us to pause in the way. So this one little bearish candle at the moment is considered to be a pause candle. I only really consider a pullback to be two candles that move in the opposite direction to the trend, or in this case, the way I would want to trade. So if I see a second bearish candle here, then I can say that's a pullback. At the moment, this is just a pause within what is an impulse as it stands. Until that candle closes, we won't know. But we have a slight resistance form, which is good. We don't really have a lower wick on this candle yet, which I would much rather see. But upon breaking that resistance, I think there's possibilities that we could start to head higher. In my experience, it's always better to wait for, you know, these candles here that have just opened and only pushed one way to come down and like make a lower wick first or something like that. So I would see that as a possible play. That could be a possible trade within the next little while. The other thing I'll take note of, people have selling biases here as well. That's fine. Is price can come as low as it wants. This is all still within its micro trend, really. So there's not really anything that suggests right now that price can go up other than the level that it's reacted to. That's pretty much the main thing. The level it's reacted to, 168 flat, 167.8, pretty good, pretty solid like numbers to react to. We don't know when the micro trend is going to end. This is all in anticipation of that, that we then start to see price action like this. And even if it taps highs and then drops, this portion here is enough for me to trade. So for people who don't know that are watching, I'm just like a day trader. My job is I do look at the overall picture. I look at the overall trend. That comes from being from a swing background. But the reality is I'm just here to kind of get in, take my 10, 15, 20 pips, whatever I can squeeze, leave a runner, and then get out. That's pretty much the game plan for me. So you can see just now we are beginning to pop up above that sort of resistance candle. As it stands, not really interested in executing on anything. We've not quite formed a decent enough size lower wick. I also want to make sure that I actually don't want to be buying it below 168.8. If I'm being honest, I think I would rather buy it above 168.8, because if you see in this little section here, there's a few little obstacles in this little section. So I would want to buy it above that. And in the meantime, I'm happy to just sort of let it do its thing. If price action does come back down a little bit lower, I'll look for, probably not so much today. I would think maybe more tomorrow, London. But I would definitely look for buys from like a kind of deeper point of here, maybe 167.5. But as long as it stays like above here, anywhere, and see, it might just pop deeper into the grey zone, it's fine. But for now, I can't look at the sell side just because of the bias. Right now, based on how I analyze weekly candle from last week, strong bullish. Current weekly candle is bullish with a higher low and higher high. No bottom tail, but still bullish in the main. daily in regards to its structure, which we spoke briefly about, which was kind of like the whole trend aspect of it. Bullish again, so can't really sell it when we're still in an uptrend. That's kind of like selling it on this candle here or anything like that. It's maybe here the smaller time frames would have given something because of how deep the pullback is, but in the main you can see how we're still in an uptrend. So selling it just because we're at a major high, that's what all the people try and do just so they can post it on Instagram. There's my point. I'll tell you what I'm bearish by is because it's a major resistance, a double top, and look left, it reversed from this point. You are right to an extent, but if you look at where price was today, price has shown us today that it can get above. Like it's shown us that we are actually above. Look at these two lines. The two lines today mark up with the high from this week and also like the closes and opens from like yesterday and today at 169.3. If we scroll over to the left, it's a break of the major highs. Okay, it's a break of the major highs. So it's not a double top. It's a break of the major highs. So a break suggests that there's room to continue. But what happens after a break? A retest. So if you're not giving the market a chance to retest and at least give the buyers a chance to try and push price up, then you're probably going to get caught quite early. That's the problem. So I'm all for selling at highs. Come on. I am all for selling up at the highs. Of course I am. It's the best place to get involved. But given the fact that the highs have been broken, right? The highs have been broken. We must at least give the buyers a chance to push price up. We must at least give them an opportunity to try and extend further. And then failing to do that, then we can react. Only then can we react. We can't just say, oh, this is a big major area, prices sold off from it before, therefore it will sell off again, because it's not normal. It's not always going to sell off. It's not a sure thing. History repeats itself for sure, but it doesn't do it all the time, especially when price action it's broken the level. Like it's clearly above it. So I think that's something to take note of. If you're looking to sell, here's my advice. Allow this retest to take place. Allow it. Just let it happen. Because the buyers are going to try and push price up from here. They're going to want to stay above 168. And if the buyers fail to stay above 168 and instead today closes bearish and then we start popping back below 168, 167, and we start forming resistances from within that point on the smaller time frames, sell it all you like. Sell it all you like. That there is a good opportunity to try and sell. Not catching the peaks. Not catching the peaks because of a double top or price bounced there before or it's a major level, because that's not a confirmation. That's just analysis. That's just an idea, right? That's just, that's just your way of, possibly getting involved with something that might happen, not something that is probable to happen, because the probabilities haven't formed yet. So there's no point in doing it up at this area. It's much better to try to see it reject the area, to actually have it fake out, to come back inside 168, and then try again. And then failing to try again, then you could sell. And at that point, there's confluences, there's reason, there's probabilities, right? There's confirmations, right? Confirmations, which is a key word that you should focus on more. Instead of assumptions, it's confirmations, and then go from there. I'm only here to try and teach and give a little bit of advice to people that might need it. And I figured that if anybody is here, maybe you need a bit of advice, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So that's just my job. It's just something to think about. You don't have to agree, but it's just something to think about. All right. Watermarks? I'm not sure. You're not scaling in and looking at more bearish data. There isn't really any bearish data to go on at the moment, though. Okay, let's start from the monthly. The data, just think about this logically, okay? Come on, let's use our brains for a second. Weekly, bullish data. I think you'll all agree. It's bullish, it's green, so it's bullish, right? The weekly. Bullish data. All right, next. The daily. Also bullish data. This day is not closed yet. Okay, so we're still reacting to bullish data upon closes. 4 hour. Bearish data. A little bit of it, but a bullish retest. Okay, so pullback. 30-minute. Bullish data. So right now there's no bearish data. There isn't anything that suggests to sell it right now. Whilst we stay above here, we need to. Come on. We need to work at this shit. There's no sell yet. There's no sell. There is a buy. Let's go. Let's see if we can pop price a little bit higher now. So price has come down, created its lower wick. Now it's starting to drive up. Let's look at some buys. Pop some buys in here. Anticipate that we can pop up above. It's a little bit lower than what we want. All right, and let's see. Use the previous candle's low as a stop loss. We'll use the current candle's low as like a scale out point. And we'll go from there. We've got the 15-minute candle closing in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes time. We've come down already. We've popped above, come down already, created a bottom wick. Now we're starting to drive back up. So we'll see if that's a possible move we can get in the next 15 minutes. We really want to stay on the next 15 minutes above this blue zone. This is quite important. And then we'll see how we go. Slightly below the 80, but just anticipating now because price has created that lower wick and is popping up that it can get above. And we'll see how we go. Check the news calendar today clearly. I'll check on the screen. Canadian dollar news, nothing too mental. What about the other guys? Did the runners stay in? It looks like the runners stayed in for the other guys as well, which is good. I know on the stream there we mentioned like other mentions like indices and stuff. I won't be looking at indices today, but I can focus on more currency. I can focus on like gold as well if anyone wants some gold analysis. For me, the weekly is obviously bearish. That goes without saying. Previous week is like a bearish engulfing. Yes, we're at a support, but for the most part, I think gold is clearly in a downtrending market, even within the weekly. Jump down to the daily in regards to the daily structure. I believe we just in the short term popped bullish above this level over here. You can see how we created this move down, pullback. So this is the lowest point of the trend. Here's the leg that created that low, so that kind of flipped. So the daily at the moment is of course bullish. Can't deny that. We were in like a big range for a while, which was kind of in this section here. We've managed to get out of that now, which is good to see. Still 1 for 1 at the moment on gold. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, 4 hour looks to be bearish within its trend. A little bit choppy now on 4 hour. This is not really nice to be playing in. You can only assume that was probably news related from last week. These big drops here. This is a 3 hour, that's why. Yeah, same thing on the 4 hour. So 4 hour is bearish. Jumping lastly onto the 1 hour. I don't look at 30-minute structure on gold. I look at 1 hour just because it changes too much from 30 minutes. So I just try to focus more on the 1 hour changes. And at the moment, it is pretty choppy. This point, bearish down here. This is the lowest point, like they created that low. All right, we're going to use that as an equal low. For the guys that are here that know TCG and the way that we trade, we're going to use this as an equal low. So therefore, we don't use the second, we always use the first. Therefore, that is the leg that creates the drop. No, I was not going to draw anything there. Get your mind out of the gutter, everybody. So yeah, mainly bearish on gold. We have the weekly, we have the 4 hour, and we have the 1 hour. All is bearish. So at the moment, I'm probably not going to be able to execute on much. I'm going to need price to pop, I would think, up to the next key points of resistance, which I would say is around about here, or below support, probably around about here. Everything inside this sort of point for me on gold just looks a little bit messy. I think GJ is about to come and stop me out. Let me check. All right, new 15 minutes opened on GJ. No top wick as of yet. Stop loss is down below the previous candle's low from the candle I executed on. All right, so whilst we stay above the previous candle's low now, there's no reason for us to, panic or worry. I don't like that we're closing beneath this point again. That's obviously not nice to see. More confirmations would be as and when price closes above. But whilst I'm seeing things like this, the higher lows, it still gives me bits of confidence from within the trade. So as long as we keep seeing that, I think we're okay now. We might have jumped the gun a little bit early, but it's all right. We've still got a little bit of time until this candle closes. The 30-minute breaks its own low, and we'll probably just call it quits and look at that as more of a rejection. But until that happens, we're still fine. Back over to gold. Yeah, so I think gold for the most part is quite choppy from within this section. If you look at it, there's not really any clean ranges to be able to trade in from within here. Because I'm overall bearish, I would rather sell it up at this high. See something like this. Sell it about here. And if it doesn't get up there, I don't get opportunities up there, I would look to sell it below here. Because we have like a nice little clean move up at this point. So I would expect the same, but I would expect a clean move down. And that'll be the game plan for gold. But I tend not to trade gold too much. But GJ's making nice moves, I don't focus much on gold. If there's any questions or any analysis that people want to send, I think you guys can send links, maybe onto the actual like in the YouTube stream, maybe. Nah. Someone says, I just launched a buy for GJ. It's like the trade's going against me, dump or hold. I mean, I'm also in a buy. It's not running great just now, but I am in a buy position. I'm probably going to hold at the moment. I didn't see that message on the StreamYard, so apologies for just seeing it. Started reading a month ago on Forex. A month? What have you learned? What have you learned in your month? All right, let's see what we're up to now. Coming back to entry. Let's see if we can rally up. Give us 10. Can we get 10 pips? We've got too many lines drawn in here as well. It's a bit confusing. Sorry, guys. Thoughts on the UFC 280 this weekend? Who's fighting? Who's fighting? Do you know? Oh, I didn't even tell people this on my stream. Do you know who I've seen at the airport coming back from Singapore? And he was literally behind us in the queue. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Norma. I think it's that. I think that's his name. Khabib. He was behind us in the queue to fly from Singapore to Dubai. He was on my flight. And it was my mate that clocked him, like my friend saw him, and he said, I think that's Khabib. So I looked, and then Khabib did this to my friend, like did this, like as if to say, I know that you know who I am, so please don't say anything. Like, not as politely as that. It was more, shut up, don't say a word. That's what it was like. And then my friend went and asked for a photo, and he said no. I was too scared. I didn't do it. But my friend asked for a picture, and he said no. Shame. All right, someone wants Euro USD analysis. Okay. Euro USD, the worst Forex pair around the globe. Really? Absolutely terrible Forex pair. But let's have a look and see. It's Islam and Charles Oliveira. Oh, that's Charles Oliveira is winning that all day. All day. Okay. Euro USD, looking at last week's information, it's obviously more of a doji, sort of rejecting the downside, but not really showing much signs for upside. The current weekly candle has broken the high of the previous week. So now we probably take that more into account that, okay, let's focus on this instead. Jumping down to the daily, in regards to our structure, we are in a downtrend on Euro USD. So it's similar to gold, you know, they kind of move the same way, they're somewhat correlated, just at a much slower pace. So this is the drop, this is the leg that must be broken in order for buys to be taken. Jumping down to the 4 hour, we have the 4 hour trend as bullish. This here is the lowest point the market has gotten to. The market's obviously pushed up, created a retest of that level. So that's a change in trend. So we spoke a lot about GJ earlier and how we're at major highs and a lot of people want to sell it, right? And that's fine. See what you want to see. This is something that you want to see. This is the transition. This is the lowest point. This is the leg that created that low. See when you see something like this, right? Where we break that last significant higher low and then begin to retest it. This is where you start to buy it. Not down here, but here. This is where the best place to buy is, all right? So that's what's happened for Euro USD. So that has transitioned. It then transitioned. Let's see. Nope, we're still bullish. All right, so we're still bullish on the 4 hour and the weekly. Lastly, we want to jump down to the 30-minute. And it looks like over here, this is the legs, slightly broke that. I would still call that bullish, but if we're being honest, it technically is bearish. So for Euro USD, if you are looking for buys, we need the 30-minute to flip All right, we need the 30-minute to flip in structure. At the moment, we have the weekly as bullish, which is good. We have the 4-hour as bullish, which is good. But we have the daily and the 30-minute as bearish, which is not good. So we have a 2v2 bias. Imagine it like a tug of war. All right, imagine it like a tug of war. You've got two guys on one side, two guys on the other. It's a stalemate. All right, no one's going to win. We want to really have a 3v1. All right, so my preference for Euro USD for the buy side would be to break above here. We want to get above this point. At this point, buys are good. Okay, if you look to see where price reacted over here, right, and I just extend this over to the left-hand side, look where it reacted. Look where it reacted. So look at this resistance. We have resistance, support, resistance. So once we break that resistance, where do you think we're headed? We're headed here up to 0.993. And after that, we're headed up to 0.999. Nearly back up to 1. That'd be nice. All right, so that would be the analysis for Euro USD on the buy side. Beneath that, sales are probably okay. Probably okay. I would prefer to buy it. GJ is not looking good. It's popping back down. Not enjoying that at the moment. GJ does not like this level. Maybe it's going to wait. I think there's a bit of lag. Maybe it's going to wait until MISE, maybe? MISE? Who knows? No problem, Sammy. All good. Gold, bro. I've looked at gold already, my friend. I've already analyzed gold. I would rather sell it. I would want to sell gold here at the worst, right? Around about here and at the worst. Up here at the best case scenario, if we can get up to this point. And then I would also sell it below here. But in the main, right, like overall, I'm bearish on gold. Okay, I have a bearish selling bias towards gold right now. So that is the focus. Sorry. How about US 30? Okay, I'll give it a go. I don't really look at US 30. I don't really look at the dollar index either, to be honest. All right. Okay. US 30 then, let's have a scan. Let's see what we can do. So obviously we had 2 weeks where price action was failing to close above this point. So that was quite pivotal because we were seen to be kind of downtrending to some extent, right? So if we break below this low, we would expect to possibly retest it, continue to drop, right? So we failed to do that. So we've popped back above, which is nice. What I'm not enjoying about this week is that not a lot of the candles have lower wicks or like top wicks. It's kind of annoying because the concern is that at maybe some point it will. I don't believe that will be the case here. I think we've pushed quite a bit already. I think as long as we can kind of maintain above this point, above 30,000, we're quite solid from a weekly perspective. Looking at the daily, the problem we have at the moment on daily is that whilst we are moving to the upside, it is in counter trend. Okay, it is against the overall trend as it stands. That is what this is. All right. So right now, this is the main section of daily trend that we should look at, which is bearish for the most part. And this here is the counter trend. All right. So this is the buy side. Okay. So it's not great. It's not as good. But it is in counter trend, which is a start. All right. It is a start. So we'll use that. We can definitely use that to work a bias. What I'm doing that you might have noticed now is I start from the weekly and work my way down to develop a bias, to develop, which side of the fight do I want to be on? The buy side, the bullish side, or the bearish side? I would look to sell. All right. So jumping down to the 4 hour. So at the moment we have bullish on weekly, bearish on daily. All right. So looking at the 4 hour, this is the lowest point price had gotten to. This here is a leg to create the pullback. Therefore, we flip bullish. Here's another change in trend down here. This is now the new low. We've now closed above that. The 4 hour is bullish. Great news. The 4 hour is bullish, which is great. And the hourly is probably going to be bullish too. Yeah, the hourly is bullish. This is the lowest point. I mean, you kind of have to use that as the leg. New high created. Short-term flipping structure came down to retest this level. Price action popped up. The hourly is also bullish. So for me, whoa, GJ is moving. Hang on, guys. GJ is moving. We are running. As it stands, we've got about 13 pips on the table almost. Yep, 13 pips, 14 pips on the table. So I think at this point, I'm going to look to secure. Just a little short-term dart to the upside by the looks of it. So I'm going to look to secure, and I'll leave a little bit of the position to run. But in the main, pretty good job. Pretty good job, I would say. I think the stop loss can probably come up now. Probably use like this candle's low, previous 30, maybe even previous 15. Or if you want to go to break even, you can. That's what I would normally do. I think just because I'm on stream here today, I'll try and let this run and see if we can nail one. But yeah, well done. Good job. Celebrate the win. Well done. Remember, guys, if you're new, you're just joining, I am a day trader. I am a scalper. I'm not a big swing trader. So I'm looking to take my position, secure some money, right? Secure some profits, and then let the rest of the trade do its thing. So that was the game plan. Back over to US 30. As we mentioned, weekly bullish, daily bearish, 4 hour bullish, 1 hour bullish. So we have a 3v1, right? Buys, sells. So what do we look for? Buys. All right. So we're looking for buys, and then we need to look at the areas in which we want to have buys. We look at the daily. We look for areas of possible support and resistance. We look to see where possible retests can occur. We look for possible target points. Oh, it looks like Cam gets all that Tinder crap as well. It's kind of nuts. Put user in timeout. Can I do that? Yes, I can. Nicely done. Nicely done, MT. All right. So next, I would probably use something like this. So at the moment, based on the daily, US 30 is closer to like the target as it would be to an entry point. So it is bullish overall. So I would be looking for buys. This would be my next TP. After that, I'd be looking up here at like 32.6, 32.5, something like that. If we can pull back into this range, I'll be looking for something like this. Where we are at the moment is tricky because I can't buy it right now. Like I can't buy it because price action has already retested this level and it's on its way to the target. So the only thing I can do to buy it would be to buy it if it comes back down to this level, or I can mark in like a little minor level, something like this, right? I'll change that to like this blue color. All right, something like this. So if price came back down to this level, possibly I could buy it there as well. This is like a little short-term buy. But overall, US 30 is bullish, I believe. TPs are going to be up around about the 31. Yeah, 31,000. I think is where I would have TPs for that. Okay. Hope that answered the US 30 question. Next, do you look at the dollar index for confluence amongst other pairs? And no, personally, no. I try to analyze the pair for what it is. I don't look too much to the dollar index for guidance on that. A lot of times when you're trading a pair like a dollar pair, for example, like a dollar cross, you'll find that it's coming up to points of, support and resistance that align with the dollar index anyway. So, so the reality is why analyze the two. I just focus on one. That's kind of how I do it. And in fairness, I only trade GJ anyway. I only really trade GJ. I only really trade gold. So I don't really need to look at the dollar index when it comes to these things. I just trade them for what they're showing me. And that's basically it. Going into this week, I'm going to be looking more for the members, possibly this evening, definitely tomorrow, at looking to analyze maybe 6 pairs. I'm just going to analyze them all in like a video and things like that. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to be looking at more pairs, like actively looking, not to trade, but more so to give ideas and stuff. So that's on the game plan as well, which will be fun. No problem. No problem. Ms. Pup, you're very welcome. All right. Popping back down to my entry, probably just bow out of this one now. I'll take half a win. I'll take half a win today. That's not too bad. My first time on. A little half W, not bad. I'll probably hang about for another maybe 10, 15 minutes. Maybe longer, I don't know. We'll see. Unless there's any questions and things like that, I can just hang on longer. Where are the TPs here? I would be going, 169.15 maybe. Yeah, it's going to go now, I think. I think GG is going to go. Is anybody in the chat happen to be holding any buys still? Anyone still holding their buys? Yes, no, maybe? Nick still holding? Nice. Are you still in it from earlier, Nick? Have you got it running from Justin's stream down around 168 sort of 30? How many trades should we do every day? Like, what is a good example? One or two, no more than one or two. If you allow yourself, one or two trades a day, that's fine. Any more than that, then you start getting a bit too emotional. You start getting a little bit, either a little bit greedy, right? Let's imagine this. You take 2 wins and you love the feeling of it, it's like a little dopamine hit. And then you get greedy. You want more. You enjoy that feeling, so you just chase it. So you take another one. Alternatively, you take 2 losing trades, and then that's when you get emotional. You feel like you want it back, right? And then it's a downward spiral from there. Nah, I didn't get in that as I wanted the 30-minute to close there. Okay, perfect. We've got some buyers running, mate, so you're doing great. Bruno's here as well. Ho, ho, ho. The big man. Now you tell me, Bruno. Are you in a buy? Are you in a buy? Or is our friend, you know his name? You know his name? Right? You know his name, but not, is it you or is it? Nice. Nice. Oh, great. What a nice push. Fantastic. 169 coming in. We need 169. After that, we're talking 169.5. 169.15. That's got to be next. Can we get 169? Going once. This one is all me. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. I would have loved to hear it either way, though. I mean, either or would have been great news, right? Oh, that's not bad. That's a good day, I think. Little GG buy. I didn't quite get the most out of that one, but TCG teaching's going in hot. Good to hear it, man. Good to hear it. Look at that shit. It's just never one clean move anymore. I don't know how you guys got on earlier. I don't know how you guys did it earlier, but I mean, this is 2 beautiful looking candles. What happened inside them? Was there any shit like this, like what's going on just now? Nah, you guys got the best bit, don't you? All of the members managed to get the best bit, just the big fucking boof, pullback, boof. You guys got the complete. You guys got the full Monty. Just sort of went, whereas I got the trickle. I got the, take the trade, out of profit, into profit, out of profit, into profit, out of profit, into profit, back to break even, into profit. Oh, nice. Woo. Played the long game. And it worked. You guys played the short game and it worked as well, so. Nice. Hey, first trading that stream, so pretty happy with it. We'll take the win and we'll move on. And not only did we take the win, but what we did was we said that buys are good. And guess who said buys weren't good? Our good friend, Sammy. I'm taking that as a 1-0. Okay, we have a 4-week-long game of football. Okay, it's 1-0 to me. I'm winning. Yeah. Watch this. I'll end the stream and it'll just shit the bed. I mean, it looks tired. It looks tired, a bit like me. Slow. So usually when this is the case, what will happen is New York, like the NYSE, that will start to pick things up a little bit, which is 5:30 here in Dubai. That'll be 5:30 here in Dubai. 2:30 back home in the UK, where all my friends are. 4-hour candle close soon as well. Yeah, there's going to be a down wick. That's a good point, Nick. There's probably going to be a new down wick forming. A good candle, right? I would definitely say a good candle, but I would want it to have closed up here because that's still really weak. You know, and the minute the new wick breaks 168.6, even 168 like 4.5, anywhere sort of like in this area, as soon as it breaks that, I wouldn't even want to buy it. I'm trying to look at it in the sense of if there is a new 4-hour candle and we are going to move up, so let's just imagine we're going to move up, where can I see that bottom wick forming? And if I know that it has to be essentially above these points to something like this, jump down. Okay, it's fine. Jump down. Yeah, I mean, it's virtually here. Like we essentially cannot break this level if we're going to continue moving up on the new 4-hour. If it breaks this level, it's probably going to come back down to 168. So like something like that, where it breaks, retests, and drops down. That would look like this as a candle from a candle perspective, right? Something like that, right? And then like a top wick, and then a drop, okay? Something like that. Or alternatively, something like this, where it comes down, forms support, fails, can't break the highs, breaks the support, and then you can like sell it here. And that would look a bit more like this, where the candle would drop down like so. Then we would see a candle like so. And then after that, we would see a candle like this, like so. That would be the scenario. Our entries would be here. Something like that. So that's a play going into the new 4-hour candle for anyone that plans on trading NYSE. Unless I've magically learned how to trade in my sleep, then I will not be doing that. Today has been a long day, to say the least. All right, I think that's been about an hour. So for those who are new here today and don't know me very well, as I've mentioned already at the start, and as you can see in the title, my name is Matthew Todd. I am from Scotland, but I live in the beautiful, warm weather here in Dubai. My own channel, Todd Capital Group, streams London sessions every morning on YouTube as well. That's Todd, T-O-D-D, Capital. How about I just type it? Send. Hey, Trading Nuts done it. Oh, it's me that's done it because I'm on this. Trading Nuts done it on Facebook as well. And on... Oh, that's it. Oh, that's quite cool. Yeah, so that's the channel. If anyone wants to go and check it out, that's where I stream. And Justin, my guy Justin. And we're there every day for London, more or less. More or less. What strategy do you use? The strategy of price action. Strategy of price action, reading candles, trading within low traffic areas, trading alongside structure, market bias, determined from the weekly down as low as the 30 and 15 minute. And that is it. That is my strategy. That is my way of trading. That's how I do things. And it's bloody great. So it is. I bloody love it. So yeah, unless there's any question, guys, I'll probably head off. Like I said before, hoping for this to be more of a regular thing with trading that. Just need to sort of work a day and a schedule around the best time. But I appreciate you all coming on. Thank you, members. Thanks very much for popping on. And apologies I wasn't there this morning. Reese, Marcus, anything that you missed, you can watch back. The stream is available to replay once it's closed, so you can watch things back. But if you want to know anything about me personally, my channel, I've typed it above. It's called Todd Capital Group. And that's basically it. It seems like all the questions are coming in there, though. But does the dollar look bearish or hitting support? The dollar, I would need to look at the dollar index, which I'm not focusing much on at the moment, given what gold looks like, given what the euro dollar looks like that we analyzed earlier, given what pound dollar looks like in the short term. Yeah, it's looking a little bit weak. It's looking a little bit weak. All right, guys, thanks very much for coming on. I do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you please trade safe, trade smart, not often. And I'll see you all another time. All right, thanks very much. Bye for now, guys. Bye-bye.